he would step across the line. Habitually, he's a habitual line stepper.
All right, thank y'all for tuning in to part 2 of our Habitual Line Steppers podcast this week. Part 2 is all about football, Terry. American and international, both with 2 O's and that weird U with an accent, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
What do they call soccer in Germany? Is it the U with the umlaut, the 2 dots, the colon above it?
I think it's foosball. I actually have no idea. I really don't know.
That would explain why I have so many good goalies.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, man, soccer, baby. You want to talk soccer first and then draft?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Germany, they could have used a better goalie when they went up against Villarreal in the last round. Bayern Munich, no one in the world thought they were going to lose against Villarreal, including Bayern Munich and Julian Nagelsmann. But those yellow submarine men, Terry, they believed the entire time. They only had 2 shots the entire tie over 2 games. Both of them were goals.
Jesus.
They're through the next round playing Liverpool on Tuesday.
Yep.
What are you looking for in this game between Liverpool and Villarreal?
Well, first, I'd like to apologize to La Liga for shitting on their league. You're there with the big boys now. This is a semifinal, and it's 2 La Liga teams and 2 England teams. And, England's the top league. But, damn, this is such a shocker, bro. It's a surprise. I'm not surprised about Madrid, even though, they're one of the worst looking and
teams. They're one of the worst best teams in all of soccer.
They're so bad to watch. I hate watching them, but I have to because we fucking have to do this. But anyways, Villarreal, they usually play a style that I like, but I guess when they were playing Bayern Munich, I feel like Bayern Munich was just so overpowering. They kind of had to play a different style, and kudos to them for making it. But the only thing I'll say
they were like, listen, man, we'll just pass the ball. We'll just keep it the whole time and get all the possession and play.
Yeah.
You remember how Spain used to play with Santi Cazorla, where they're like, yeah, we'll just play no forwards and 6 center midfielders, and you'll just not get the ball, and we'll make you chase the shit the whole game. And they're like, that's how we're going to approach Bayern Munich. We're just never going to take shots and lose the ball and pass it around literally until we have a tap in.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's kind of crazy. But I you know what? I'll give kudos to Madrid because the second tie of the Chelsea match was actually really, really fucking exciting. But I think I give more kudos to Chelsea for making them play fucking soccer. God damn. But anyways, it's Villarreal versus Liverpool though, bro. That's a tough one, man, because Liverpool seems to be firing on every single cylinder that's alive. Every single cylinder. They're just so good this year, man. And then on the other side, this team right here, Man City, is doing the exact same thing. And we always say the same shit. They don't have a forward. They've been doing this shit for fucking 3-4 years, man. It's just time to say this is a good-ass team. But for me, we'll talk Liverpool-Villarreal first. What do you expect out of that game, man?
I expect a great midfield battle. Both of these teams, you could argue they have 2 of the 5 best midfields in all of Europe. Villarreal is some of the guys that may not be household names, but they're like the next step. And you can tell they're good players because they fucking start for Spain. Like Danny Parejo, one of the best ball progressors, passing midfielders in all of Europe. Giovanni Lo Celso, on loan from Tottenham, has been an absolute revelation for them. And then defensively, the guy that worries me for them is Raul Albion.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the guy.
Because, Julian Foyth, he's been solid, and he's a pacey guy who's good on the ball. Pau Torres is a dude who could start in midfield for a ton of other teams. Reads the game really well. Yep. But Raul Albion, the man who struggles with pace, playing against Salah, playing against Mane, playing against the fastest front line in the EPL.
Yeah.
I see that being a danger problem for the Yellow Submarine, man.
No, you're right.
I think this is going to be a long game, Terry.
Liverpool is just so good, and they can play in so many different ways, man. They just have just so much malleability is like the word that you like to say. Like those motherfuckers they can play counterattack. They can, ball progress and have great possession the whole time. They can score 6 goals. They can go goalless tie and still look really good. They're just a really good team, and they got a good defense. Van Dijk is back, and it seems like their back four is still solid again. Seems like Upamecano has filled in perfectly. That's one of the greatest signings that we've seen, in this century, I believe. I'm telling you, bro. This back four, after watching them sneak up on Man City this year, me being a big Man City fan that people don't know, I'm scared of these motherfuckers. They're a really good team. And we played in the season, I think a couple of weeks ago. It was a 2-2 tie. Easily could have gone the other way. Liverpool looked really fucking good, man. They're just a really dangerous team, dude. And Mo Salah is playing really well, and Mane is playing really fucking well. And it's a dangerous team.
I wonder how, has Villarreal ever seen a team press like Liverpool? I think that's going to be a big thing, is the possession, tiki-taka, short passing style of Villarreal against the uber-aggressive pressing with, a front four that Liverpool will do. Because with those fast defenders that they have back there, they'll put 3 back there and 4 forwards with Jota, Firmino, Mane, one of Luis Diaz or Salah. And it's those guys now, we have 4 forwards matching up with your 4 men on the back line. And they're going to man mark and press the fuck out of them. And you're going to have to put balls over the top. These longer balls, more direct than Villarreal is used to playing. They don't like playing kick and run directly over the top. They like building the ball up slowly. That's going to be, I think, a shock to the system for them. I don't know if they've played an opponent that's ready to hound and harass them the same way that Liverpool is going to tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. It's no one in La Liga is going to simulate how Liverpool plays. They're just going to have to figure a lot of shit out at practice, man, because this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough, man. You're going to have the scout team play with fucking 15 kids.
You're going to have a scout team full of 17 Gambians. You guys got no time getting closed down. They might have to play 11 on 14 in training to simulate that shit.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. I was like, you can't simulate it probably with the guys they have. You're just going to have to play against more numbers. It's going to be tough, man. Liverpool's really good. I mean, I'm not going to underestimate Villarreal. Like you said, they do have some really good players that are playing fantastically. Villarreal is playing out of their fucking head. Because what are they in the league, in La Liga? Are they top 3?
4, 5?
4?
I think they're 5th.
Yeah.
I think it goes Real Madrid, Barcelona, Sevilla, Real Betis, then Villarreal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean,
didn't look it up. This is just off the dome. Uneducated, off the dome prediction.
So we'll say we definitely know they're not top 2 or top 3.
No.
I'm guessing. So it's they're playing really crazy in the Champions League right now, man. And we've seen this from Madrid. We've seen this from Madrid. Madrid doesn't look great in the league, even though they're number 1. And somehow in Champions League, they always bring out the best. That's just, but that seems to be their priority.
Number 1 question mark, though, Terry, that they're facing that Liverpool isn't. Their striker, Gerard Moreno, pulled his hamstring.
Villarreal, huh? Damn.
Yeah, they're number 9, their undisputed starter, pulled his fucking hamstring.
That's
and it's now their backup is Paco Alcacer. He's not a scrub. You know what I mean? He's a dude. I think he led the Bundesliga in goals one season when he was playing for Borussia Dortmund on loan from Barcelona. But
no, he's no scrub. He's good.
He's not a scrub, but he's not the best dude. And Gerard Moreno is he's starting for the Spain national team. That's a big drop off.
Yeah,
and you're gonna need all your horses when you're already undermanned as the you're not the favorite. No one's picking Villarreal. You're gonna need to be at full strength if you expect to win this game.
It'd be a huge shock if they won. It'd be like Lyon beating Man City a couple of years ago. No one expects Villarreal to win this. Yeah, no one expects Villarreal to win this.
You take that shit down and put a Lyon fucking canvas up in the back. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, shit.
Speaking. Actually, before we give our transition to the other one, give us a score prediction for this game. So
they're still doing 2 ties, home and away, but there's no away goal this year for Champions League, which I love. I absolutely love that rule. I'm going to go ahead and say Liverpool over 2 ties. We'll probably go 4-1. I think they're gonna hand it to them. I don't think they're gonna. Villarreal's gonna surprise them. So I think each game Liverpool will probably just score 2 goals, but I think they're gonna crush them pretty easily though. It's gonna look like domination. Like they probably should have scored more goals. So I'll say 4-1. They got it easily.
I agree. I thought 4-1 initially, but since you just said that, now I don't want to copy you. Yeah, I don't see it being competitive, man. Like Liverpool could probably field a second team that I could realistically think could beat Villarreal. I'm sorry to disrespect Villarreal like this. I know a lot of people are like, "Wow, you're a casual, just don't watch them and whatnot."
No,
I've seen Liverpool. I've watched them play. I don't know 7 times this year, something like that. It's not the greatest sample size, but I feel like I have a decent feel for who they are. They don't have the horses, man. If they do win without their best forward, this will be a crazy, crazy victory that no one's all coming. Yeah. Shouts to the Yellow Submarine for getting this far, but guys, this is your stop. Time to get off the bus.
You're running into a juggernaut, and whoever Liverpool plays on the other side between Man City and Madrid, the final we can go ahead and say is going to be fucking great. It's going to be fucking great.
Unless it's Villarreal, Real Madrid.
And then I'll definitely walk back La Liga being shit. I'll just say, hey, man, second best league in the world. I'll give it to them.
Second best, even though they'd have the 5th best team in their league in the Champions League final.
Fuck them.
Hater. But Terry, I know you just want to transition over to Manchester. You can't wait.
Oh, you see this? You see this on YouTube? YouTube, look at this. This is the Etihad. This is the number 1 team right here, baby.
Is that how you get financial sanctions?
Nah, man. Let's go over to Man City, baby. So, the boys in baby blue are playing against the most decorated Champions League team in the history of the Champions League in Real Madrid.
With their same core of dudes who won like 3 Champions Leagues in 4 years.
Yeah, pretty much for the most part. I mean, they're a lot older, but Benzema's looking great, bro. I got to give it to him. Benzema's looking absolutely fantastic, man. Like, this guy looks... This is the best I've ever seen him play. He's, 29, 30?
Yeah.
He's older.
He was like, all I need you guys to do is embrace me back on the national team. Like, you just left me out in the cold, ostracized me for 10 years. I didn't have nobody to play with. I didn't have any friends. He's like, now that I got friends, soccer's a lot easier.
Let me tell you something right now. All right? I'm not going to give any predictions yet. But if Madrid wins the first leg, I'm throwing Benzema in jail. I'm be like, hey, man, expedite this process. Get this motherfucking rapist in the jail right now. This is a problem, and we need him gone. All right? If Madrid wins the first time, Benzema is going to jail. So you better be...
You're going to call up Matthew Valbuena personally and be like, hey, man, tear that NDA up, dog. Leak the sex tape.
Leak it. But, yeah, so... I don't know, man. I mean... Of course, like City looks like City.
Do you think that Benzema and R. Kelly could have like a versus? We'll play the 2 tapes side by side and see who nuts first. And the other guy loses.
I don't know, man, but I don't know why he's not. I don't know why he's not in jail. But
am I crazy? Dave Chappelle was like, "Did I see it like 80 times? You know the angle. He'd be waiting to walk." And now I'm the crazy one. Okay, Terry.
Nah, I didn't say you were crazy. This dude should be.
The only reason people don't know about the Benzema sex tape is because he was short stroking.
Remember that French dick, huh? All right, I see how it is.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
No, at the end he turned to Albanian. He said, "Explosive."
All right, so this is core versus core. All right, core versus core, pretty much. At the end of the day, this is really up to one guy and one guy only. The coach for Man City. He needs to stick to the fucking plan and play the players that you've been playing all season. I do not want to see fucking Jack Grealish starting the game. You better start Phil Foden, either Raheem Mahrez or Sterling, And
Gundogan at striker. just like he loves to do. Ederson is going to play center midfield. Zinchenko's going in goal.
Give me false 9 De Bruyne, or you just start Foden, Sterling, and Mahrez. No other people should start this fucking game. Don't be dumb and start Gundogan in the midfield. You start fucking Rodrigo, De Bruyne, and fuck, I'm forgetting the other dude's name. I don't know why I'm blanking so hard.
Mahrez.
No, Bernardo Silva. You start those 3. You're doing that all fucking season. Don't change it up. Don't choke it. Don't choke the bag.
No love for Jesus just weeks after Easter.
He'll come back. He'll come off the bench probably.
He scored 4 goals against some shitty team, Terry.
Who cares? They're all shit goals. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him. I'm sick of him choking. I'm sick of it. If we can beat Atletico, we can beat any team. I don't give a fuck what anybody's talking about. And look, man, the back line's got to be the same back line. João, Diaz, Stones, or Laporte. And your boy...
Do you not have a preference? You don't care, Stones or Laporte?
Yeah, Stones or Laporte. I don't care if... They're both really good. They've both been playing really well. It's been making it kind of hard for him, even though he's been mostly playing Laporte. Stones has been playing a lot more because I think Laporte got hurt. So either one, though, like I'm fine with it. They're both playing well. Just don't fumble the bag again. Don't start Zach Steffen either. Don't be stupid. Just don't do anything dumb. And then if you do something stupid and they play like shit, I'm blaming you and I'm fucking done, bro. I said it last year and I said it versus Lyon. I'm done if he fucking does something stupid. Because, bro, when we lost to Chelsea in the final, when Manchester City lost to Chelsea in the Champions League final last year, we beat Chelsea in the league like 4 times in a row and in the cup games. You can't lose in the most important game. Like, come on, my guy. What the fuck are you doing? He's just played the lineup. Don't do anything dumb. And then he did this whole big-ass offensive lineup versus Chelsea. Didn't even score a fucking goal or have a chance to score. It's absolutely ridiculous. Don't fumble the bag. This isn't on anyone except for him. Pep Guardiola needs to stick to the game plan. Don't do anything crazy. Get a good night's sleep. Somebody give this man some Ambien and put him to sleep so he can't be up all night thinking about the fucking game, drawing up dumbass game plans. Go to sleep, start your boys, live with the result. I'll live with the result if the guys play who usually play. But if you play dumb people, I'm done with you, bro. I'm fucking done with you, dude.
He does it every year, Terry. I don't know why you keep expecting different results from the same process. That's literally the definition of insanity. And here you are again in like year 6 expecting Pep Guardiola to play his Gala 11 that plays all the best games. Terry, you know what's going to be happening. You're going to see Zinchenko out there. You're going to see Gundogan. You're going to see Jesus. Like, that's who's going to be on the field. Fuck, we might even see Fernandinho. All right?
Well, if you see that, you're going to see me in jail for murder. Because I'm going to fucking get 1 plane ticket to Spain or wherever the fuck he lives in the offseason, and he's done. He's fucking done.
You know, they're like, there's Chauncey Billups and like Robert Horry and the guys who like weren't the most amazing players, but in the biggest moments knew exactly what they had to do and stepped up. What is like the opposite part of that as a manager? Like, we've seen a bunch of players that choke it into big moments. Like, what's the allegory to George Carl? Like, would that be the dude? Like, I can't even think of anyone to compare Pep Guardiola to across sports. Who coached the Bills in the 90s?
Yeah, that's the only one. And I can't think of his name. I mean, but like, it's between him, whoever the coach for the Bills was, who we can't think of right now. Somebody in the comments, let me know who the fuck it is. And Doc Rivers is up there. He be choking it. He chokes it pretty well. He's really good at choking on it.
Yeah, he usually doesn't make it all to the final before he chokes, though.
Hey, look.
So let's ask the question. Is Pep the biggest choker of all time?
He might be. Who's the team he won with, right? Who he won the Champions League with? Who was
it? The greatest soccer team ever assembled.
Exactly. He Phil Jackson the shit. He just said, these dudes are good. I don't have to do shit. You know, Phil Jackson coached Kobe, Shaq, and fucking Michael Jordan. You're not going to lose. Pep won with the best team of all time. Congratulations. And did he win multiple times? Was it 2 or just 1?
Just 1.
It was 2, right? It was just the 1?
Just the 1. Yeah.
There you go. He's a bag fumbler. He's the biggest choking coach of all time because he didn't win another one with Barca. He didn't win at Bayern Munich, and he's not winning he's winning at City. Like, I would always take a coach to win the fucking league easily and win other cups. Yes, of course. But the expectations are different, dude. This is different, man. You've been here for too long not to win the Champions League by now, and only to get in the final one time.
Honestly, I found out the comparison. Terry, I found out the comparison.
Right.
It would be if Greg Popovich got the Spurs. You remember that stretch with the Heat and the Spurs and shit where they were in the finals every other year? It'd be like if the Spurs got to the finals and then decided to play iso ball. Like, that's what Pep Guardiola is. The most legendary regular season coach, most revered, and then we get to the NBA finals and you go, hey, Tony Parker, go one-on-one.
Nah, you're right. That's what. There's no comparison. This is just a really huge choke job. No one does this shit. No one changes up the style of a winning team. Like, I don't understand why he does this shit all the time. Like, dude was losing with this team years ago, like in the round of 16.
I'll tell you exactly what he's doing, Terry. He's playing 3D multi-tier chess against people who are playing checkers. Like, he's doing what I was doing in the Toronto Raptors series, where he's looking at all this minutia, all the rotations, the triangle and 2. It's like, no, you need to figure out who guards the biggest player.
No, you're right.
And that's exactly what Pep's doing. He's staying up at night and thinking of all these fucking scenarios that are not going to happen. Oh, well, if they do this, then we need to have numerical superiority in the midfield. So we need an inverted wingback in Zinchenko. We can't play our usual wingbacks. We got to have outnumber them in this specific area of the pitch that's a problem area. It's like,
yeah.
As the best team, as the team that's like the most expensive squad in the world, you don't change your style of play to adapt to other teams. They adapt their style of play to counter you. You set the tone. Jokic, all right? You go out and be a scorer, and then everyone else gets involved because they have to try to stop you. Pep Guardiola is pulling the Denver Nuggets Jokic out here trying to get the whole team involved, and we're losing by 40. You're hustling backwards, dude. You're right.
And I honestly, dude, if you even if you look at the Atletico draw that we got, right? Just the not the outcome, not the actual like 0-0 tie. I'm talking about just getting to play Atletico Madrid. If you look at the lineups, he tried to do it again. He just got fucking lucky that we scored in the first game because he was playing some stupid ass shit. But I understand. I mean, Kyle Walker was hurt, so he had to do some tricky shit in the back. But he started Nathan Ake at left back. He got away with it because Atletico offensively and going forward just can't figure it out sometimes. But he's doing some weird ass shit, man. Nathan Ake is not a great passer of the ball, and you got him playing left back and shit. Like, come on, my guy, what are you fucking doing? No one gets me more upset than this dude, man.
Because the stupid thing is he has all these answers for him. Like, he's like, yeah, the reason I played Nathan Ake is because I thought they were going to be targeting that area of the field from goal kicks, playing long goal kicks out to our left back and then winning that header to win. It's like, dude, that's not even how they play. Like, you're thinking about all these scenarios that are never going to happen and then devising solutions to them. Why don't you devise a solution to the biggest problem of your career? Overthinking shit.
Yeah. He just can't. He can't not do it.
It's like, you know what Pep Guardiola is? I keep coming up with better and better analogies. He's the great painter that doesn't know when to stop painting.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that.
All the best know when to say, that's a wrap. It's done. And Guardiola wants to keep tinkering.
No, you're right.
I think he's like me. I think he likes like playing the manager mode and setting the lineups more than he likes like playing the games in FIFA. Like, he just likes doing the tactics and making the team. And then when it's time to press start and go to kickoff, he's like, let's just hit sim.
Yeah. Man, I don't know, man. Well, here's my huge fucking gripe. All right. And I'm telling you, Don't forget what I'm saying, sir. Kyle
Never
Walker
could.
Kyle Walker was completely healthy for the first game. He just didn't start him. He just went with Ake. All right, just out of nowhere. He started Joao Cancelo at right back. Look at the lineup difference from the front line for the first game and the front line for the second game. Makes no fucking sense. The second game, we still needed to win it, and we ended up tying it. In the first game, he starts Sterling, Silva as the striker, and Mahrez. Well, I mean, whatever, cool. But Bernardo Silva randomly is just fucking starting as striker. Had not done it the whole fucking season. All season. Just weird for no fucking reason. Second game when we need to win, he starts Bernardo Silva at left wing, Phil Foden as a striker, and then Mahrez on the right. Bernardo Silva hadn't played wing in, I think, like 8 or 9 weeks. And then in the first game, he played him as striker. He's a fucking center midfielder. You've been playing him as center mid all season. In both fucking ties, he decided to play him up top. For fucking fuck's sake, I don't know why. Gundogan plays ahead of
Pep is like, what do you want me to do? Play Grealish out there on the left? Like, goddamn, I gotta play. You gonna put in Raheem Sterling so he can miss a bunch of tap-ins? Like, who's gonna play the left then? I thought it would be Foden who would play the left.
Sterling is fine. He plays Foden as striker a lot because he finishes. He actually finishes.
Yeah, and he has great movement in the final third. Like, Foden is that dude. If I were you, I'd play Foden as the false nine, play fucking Sterling and Mahrez, and just hope that Sterling doesn't butt fuck you. I mean, that's all he can do.
That's the move. But he just keeps switching up the fucking lineups all the time. I don't know why he does this shit. It makes no sense. It really doesn't. And I think Ruben Diaz is hurt. So
is Kevin De Bruyne better than Messi? Is Kevin De Bruyne the best player in the world right now?
Yeah, he is.
Or is it? I still think Messi's the best, but I think the 2 and 3 are playing in this game. Benzema and De Bruyne.
I don't want to get off topic, but I think Messi is in the same thing as LeBron. I mean, LeBron is playing a little older. You know what I'm saying? Like, LeBron is still really, really fucking good, but if you just give me evidence over a full season of not being, at the top, I can't just say it just because we think it's true. Like, you still have to give me results. But
all he did was lead the league in assists and goals as a midfielder. But yeah, you're right. He definitely fell off.
In the fucking French league. Good, congratulations. And you
can only play where you play. They got knocked out in Champions League. It's not like they gave him any more games.
He played too bad in certain games in the beginning.
What I'm waiting to hear for is the after season testimonials from the other guys on the squad. They're like, "Oh yeah, I thought Mbappe was the best, but you should see what Messi does in training." You know what I mean? That's what I'm waiting to hear to come out is Mbappe being like, "Yeah, I always thought Neymar was the most skilled player I ever saw, and then I realized I'm not good at soccer like Griezmann."
I got you. So City, we know what City needs to do. Just play their fucking game.
Score prediction.
Man. I'm going to say 3-2 for the first leg. Second leg, 2-1. Overtime. PKs.
Man City wins?
Yep. But I think it's going to be all time. You can speak more on the Spanish side of it, because I know I've seen a lot of Liverpool games and I've seen almost every City game. So you can speak more on the Madrid side of it and kind of how they're going to come out.
Well, Madrid has kind of had the same problem for 3 seasons in that they have not been able to successfully complete a changing of the guard from the old heads who were instrumental in their victories 4 seasons ago to now. And they brought in all these young guys across the squad, pretty much buying up every good Spanish youth international and then put them in the team. But these guys like Isco, like Asensio, like Valverde, to a lesser extent, Camavinga, have not been able to take over for Toni Kroos, have not been able to supplant Luka Modric. And they've kind of had to pivot and go back to that old identity and be like, the young guns are not ready. We're going back to our old style of play. It's very well thought out. I will say that about them. They play with cerebral players who know what they're doing, and they're intentional about how they want to attack. Then that's pretty much in the center of the park. Outside, they got the speed and youth and dynamicism that you see with Rodrigo and Vinicius, Mendy, their left back who likes to get forward a lot. So they're starting to like blend the skill and athleticism of the young guys with like the soccer IQ and the like veteran disposition of Toni Kroos and Luka Modric and Casemiro and those other guys around them. So I think they're a really dangerous team, man, because you've seen them have the comebacks, you've seen them play from behind and be comfortable playing from behind. We've seen them win in possession, dominating teams on the ball and passing them to death. We've seen them beat teams counterattacking.
Yep.
So it's kind of like what you said about Liverpool, how it's like there are a couple different ways they could beat you here. But if I were Manchester City, the area that I'd be most worried about is that midfield. You cannot lose that battle to Kroos and Modric. If De Bruyne is not the best midfielder on this pitch, y'all are going to have a problem.
Nah, I completely agree with you, but I think De Bruyne is on a different level, man. And I think, honestly, last year in the final, him getting injured by Rudiger's fucking helmet that he was wearing on the fucking field, that was a big loss. And I think if he would have stayed on, we probably would have ended up winning that game.
Terry, hold on. Allow me to cut you off because I think that's a great point you just brought up right there. And I think this is probably the way to combat Kevin De Bruyne. Beat him up and play ultra physical. If I'm Casemiro, I'm towing the line between getting kicked out all game long. And I'm playing through the whistle. I'm giving De Bruyne the CONCACAF policing treatment.
No, you're right. You're right. And without knowing Casemiro's yellow card accumulation, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say if he gets one, he's probably not going to play the second one. So that's what I'm going to say. Without knowing, I'm just pretty sure.
Knowing Casemiro.
He should be careful in this first tie. But you are right, man. The midfield battle is crucial. But I think if Pep just kind of sticks to his ways, well, not his ways, but if he sticks to De Bruyne, Rodri, and Silva, I think that threesome can outplay, old ass Modric.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. You guys are going to get waxed. This isn't going to be particularly close. It's going to be like 3-0, something like that. This is a tale of two strikers. One team has one. Yeah, one team has one. The other team doesn't. Otherwise, your teams are pretty similar in terms of quality. Like, in terms of squad quality, top to bottom, you don't have a striker, and it's going to hurt you. That's why you lose.
We've always said that, though. And
it's always hurt you, and you've never won a Champions League.
Hey, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. We shall see. I mean, it seems like this year's most of the guys on Man City seem to be getting those goals that they didn't in the past years. And you can't just, go out there and just not give a true analysis of like, they're just getting luckier on their chances. They're just scoring their chances a lot more. Can't go out on that limb and just say it's going to happen. You can only go with the results. And every time there's a chance to be finished, these non-striker ass fucking guys end up fluffing it. But if it's Foden shooting it or De Bruyne shooting it and we get a chance, I'll take the chances with them getting it. So
I just think there's a clear glaring hole in your team, and I'm not going to act like it's not there. Yeah, the rest of the squad is fantastic, but there's a hole there. And against the very best teams in the world, I think that's going to matter. And I think this is like, for me, a battle of like good versus evil. Like Manchester City is like, they're building the Barcelona image. They play soccer, quote unquote, the right way. It's beautiful to watch. Like, soccer is called the beautiful game, and not because of how Atletico Madrid played. It's because of teams like Man City. So I'm always going to root for like the soccer gods to reward Man City for trying to do things the right way and play the beautiful game the beautiful way.
Yeah.
At the same time, Real Madrid has been comfortable winning ugly for fucking years.
Yeah. They have. I mean, they do look really good. Their front three looks really good, man. And you got to shout out to Vinicius and young Rodrigo, and of course Benzema's been playing well, but it just seems like they're kind of getting it together. But I am a Manchester City fan, and I cannot have my team losing. I just can't. I can't be objective. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
That's fair enough. I'm rooting for you guys.
Either way, I think it'll still be good. If you think Madrid's going to crush them, you can go ahead and call it. So what do you say for the overall tie? You said 3-0 in the first game and 3-0 in the second game?
No. Not 3-0. 3-0 over 2 legs.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you score.
All right.
I think this is like the referendum year. It's like this is the off season where City needs to realize like we're done fucking around and buying $80 million right backs and left wingers. Like it's time to address the hole in our squad that's been there for a half a decade, the number 9 right up top. And this will be the game that's like the big eye opener that like we can't ignore it anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, brother. I think styles make fights, man. And I don't know about Madrid's back line. So we'll see, bro. But I think City's got that back line covered up, bro. I think City's going to fuck them up. I really do.
Carvajal better watch out, huh?
The last thing I'll say is, isn't it fucking crazy that a top team like City all these years couldn't find a fucking forward and sign one? Like, that shit is just weird.
It's like you never tried to.
It's like you
got Aguero when you needed one, and then you're like, well, we got our guy. We'll never address this again.
Like after him. And even while he was there, we needed a good backup. They thought it was going to be Jesus, and he just didn't really pan out to be a great striker.
Hey, what's Tevez doing right now?
I was still playing for Boca Juniors. He was classy, though. He was really
man.
Player.
But, Terry, I want you to have hope. I want Man City to win. I don't want you going into this game tomorrow downtrodden with your head down thinking we have no chance, because this is the time of year when hope springs eternal, Terry. And that's why I'm decked out head to toe in Atlanta Falcons gear, despite us being one of the worst teams in the NFL. The NFL draft is on Thursday, Terry, and hope springs with it every single year. The Jacksonville Jaguars, despite picking number 1, think they're going to make the playoffs.
Yep.
Is there anything you're looking forward to in this year's draft as a Bears fan, a Panthers fan, or just an NFL fan in general?
Well, for this draft, I'm really interested in like where these shitty-ass quarterbacks are going to go. Because none of these quarterbacks are franchise-turning guys. So I'm just real interested to see if somebody's going to go too early and pull the trigger on one of these dudes. Because every single one of these quarterbacks, even from Pittsburgh's quarterback, and I can't remember his name, Pitt. I think it's like Kenny
Pickett.
Something. Yeah, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell over at UNC, Malik Willis at Liberty. These dudes don't have a high ceiling. They really don't. So I just hope no one just wastes a fucking first-round pick on picking some of these garbage-ass guys. And on the other side is, everybody thinks these offensive linemen are just sure-in picks to pick in the first round. When you really dig deep and look into it, some of these guys are fucking busts. Like Jacksonville drafted Jake Lockle, right? You remember him? Fucking garbage. After 2 seasons, they figured out he was garbage. So
Eric Fisher, you remember he was the number 1 pick for the Cardinals?
Yep. No, I remember. I mean, don't just sit here and be like, oh, it's an old lineman in the first round. This guy's going to be good. This is way too many offensive linemen going in these mock drafts for every single one of them to be good. And I know this to be true. And you think that some of these guys are going to be good. I think this might be the first draft where like 2 guys are good and everyone sucks. I'm predicting it now.
I'm going to go similar to you, Terry. I'm going to say the best player in this draft is not going to get picked in the top 10. That's
probably not.
That's my prediction for this draft, is that we'll look back and he didn't go top 10. This is going to be the Giannis draft of the NFL, where it's like we had Anthony Bennett went number 1. Like we thought this guy was the guy.
Yeah. Well, they don't have. There's no clear number 1 dude that's just like dominated. I mean, like the lineman from Georgia, he was really fucking good.
Hold on, which one? The big motherfucker? Are you talking about the D tackle or the D end?
I think I'm talking about the tackle. I forget what's his name though.
Jordan Davis.
Yeah, and he's predicted to go early, right? That's the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, him and Trayvon Walker. So they got 2 guys, Terry. They're like kind of fit the same type of mold, but play different positions, and then they're both like the 5-star top 3 guy coming out of high school that had all the athletic tools, that tested out of the fucking shit at the combine his pro day. But then on tape, you're like, why does he only play 60% of the snaps? And didn't finish top 3 in the team in sacks.
Yeah.
And so one of them is a 6'5", 275-pound linebacker who runs like a gazelle and hits like a Mack truck, except he's barely on the field. And the other is a 350-pound, 6'6" defensive tackle that ran like a 4.65. But again, not on the field in third down and pass rushing situations.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm
not in the business of taking project defensive tackles in the top 10. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But if I take a defensive tackle in the top 10, I expect you to be on the field 3 downs.
No, I got you. But it's like, who are you going to take? Everyone can't trade back. You can't have the whole draft and say, I'm trading back for other picks. I'm trading back for more picks. You got to pick somebody.
Well, Terry, like your question that you were like, how many of these quarterbacks are going in the first round? Mine is how many wide receivers are going in the first round? Because I think that's the position that people are going to look to load up. And you saw in the NFL, like the Chiefs were willing to get rid of Tyreek Hill so they could replace him in the draft. Deebo Samuel, you know what I mean, to request now the Niners. Devontae Adams from the Packers. DK Metcalf from the Seahawks. And just today, it was reported that the Giants are looking to trade their first-round pick from last season, Kadarius Toney.
Wow. Oh, man, that's crazy, man. Hey, Bill.
And then you look at the draft board, and it's like projected to go in the first round. They're like 7 to 9 wide receivers.
Yeah, a lot of them. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, no one even knows who the best one is. So, like, let me read you some names, and you tell me who you think is going to be the best guy out of this group. Jameson Williams, who is the guy who got hurt for Alabama in the middle of the year. Yep. Garrett Wilson, the guy from Ohio State.
Yeah, he's okay.
Trylon Burks, the Deebo Samuel type dude from Arkansas.
Yep.
Drake London, the 6'5" guy out of USC who played football and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, there's another one here. There's Chris Olave, the other receiver from Ohio State who ran like a 4.3 and is 6 feet tall. And then Terry, there was that kid that you mentioned who was like 6'4" and ran a 4.3 out of North Dakota State.
The North Dakota State guy, yeah.
Oh, and I didn't even mention George Pickens out of Georgia, who many people thought was the best receiver in the whole nation. Or Jahan Dotson out of Penn State, who's projected to go 32.
Yeah.
That's 8-9 guys.
That is a lot of receivers, and it's so crazy that like these type of drafts, all those dudes, like one of them or two of them ends up being, worth a shit. And it's just always, of course, like where you end up going. Like you got to end up in the right situation. But I think out of all those dudes, if they were to just get drafted by any team, if all of them got drafted by the same team, who would have the best results? I think I'm going to do some freaky shit. I think Drake London is going to be probably the best out of all of them, but in a way that motherfuckers aren't going to think of. I think he's going to get switched to tight end. I think somebody's going to utilize this dude as like someone that's lined up more on the O-line because he's big as shit. Like he weighs a lot and he's tall as hell.
He's like 240.
Yeah. He's a big dude. If they put a little bit more weight on him, get him to like 260, use him as a tight end, he can be a fucking beast. Honestly, all these other guys, they didn't really leap off the screen to me much. Like the Alabama guy was good, but of course he's hurt, and you never know how those people are going to pan out. And also the guy from Arkansas is really good. I saw him play a couple games this season. He's really good, but none of them are
I think that's a good call, man. Because I think it's going to be Drake London too. I don't think he's going to switch to tight end. I think he'll stay at wide receiver. But a team like my Atlanta Falcons, who are picking at 8, put him next to Kyle Pitts.
Yeah. That
now
could be scary.
Got 2 6'5" guys. London is not one of these Devin Funchess. Who was that other big motherfucker for Carolina who played at Florida State?
Benjamin Travis or something like that.
Kelvin Benjamin. Yeah,
Kelvin Benjamin.
He's not one of those guys who's got lead in his ass and can only win jump balls. Like,
nah.
He's got wiggle. He's got bounce. Motherfucker started for USC on the basketball team. Like,
yeah, he's got feet. His feet are quick.
Yeah, he's an athlete. I like him. I like him a lot. And then the other dude you said, trylon Burks, is like, they said he's the rawest dude. Like, his technique sucks. His route running sucks. His releases, like, he doesn't know what he's doing. But he's like, when the ball's in his hands, he's like Debo or Tyreek Hill. Like, completely electric. And he had like 400 rushing yards this year. They were doing the reverse stuff and handing out the backfield. And, you know, after I wrote that article of the positionless guys and the hybrid players in the NFL, he's a guy who really appeals to me as somebody who can do a little bit of both. And especially you see like a lot of the teams that are trying to do this and draft these guys in the first round, they're trying to get this production for cheap, man. Like, instead of paying Debo Samuel or Tyreek Hill $22 million a season, let me draft trylon Burks and pay him $2.5 million, and I'll hand the ball off to him 300 times and make him take a bunch of hits on his rookie contract. Like, that's true. That's what I'm talking about. That looks like good value to me.
It does. And it's unfortunate that, like, Tyreek Hill and these guys like Debo and DK Metcalf and Devontae Adams, it sucks that they can't get a big contract and also be on a good team. But when you raise the cap, these dumbasses won way more money. Every time they raise the cap, somebody's like, oh, cap raise. I need to get that big contract. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I understand receivers. The receiver is just a position where, like, you have to kind of be assertive, like, and ask for the fucking ball, or you're not going to get paid. So I get it.
But from the team's perspective, it's like, do you want to be the Titans and trade a second-round pick so you could pay Julio Jones $21 million at age 33? Or do you want to be like the Vikings, who draft Justin Jefferson in the second round and has a dude who's making like $1.8 million put up 1,400 yards in his rookie season?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just smart business, but it's unfortunate for these wide receivers. But, you know, hopefully I want everyone to be good. I say this shit every year. I want them all to be fucking good. I want you to be great, but it's just not the reality of it.
I can't remember where I heard this. I'd like to give them credit because this is not my original thought, but I thought it was a really good point. And basically he was saying that, like, in the next 5 years, you're going to look to see wide receivers in the NFL get treated like running backs are currently. Because
it's starting to happen already.
The biggest thing in youth football is 7-on-7. They're doing 7-on-7 in the spring. It's not a whole lot of pads work like it used to be. There are many more receivers than there ever were before because, you know, they don't play with linemen on 7-on-7.
Nope.
And these kids are, like, getting into the nuances of route running and everything like that with a lot more information available to them that's just on YouTube for free. Like, if I'm an 8th grader, I can go on YouTube and learn how to properly run routes, even if I didn't have a coach worth of shit.
No, that's true. Damn,
that wasn't there 15 years ago. So now you might see, like, you know, over the next decade or so, it's like, why would we give a big second contract to a guy when we can get 80% of his production in the draft for free? The same way now they're like, why would we pay Ezekiel Elliott $25 million a year? We can draft a dude in the 4th round to give me exactly what he does.
No, that's true. Damn, that's true, man. Because, like, I mean, especially if you have a really good quarterback, you don't need to have, like, the best receivers in the world. You can just get some dude off the fucking streets that's been playing football all his fucking life and put him on.
Now, whoa, wait a minute. That's how you end up like the Ravens. That's how you end up like the Ravens. You don't want to do all that. You want to do all that. Not off the street, Terry. But maybe out the Canadian League, out the USFL, maybe.
Maybe. And also, hey man, stop trying to push the fucking USFL on me, bro. I'm not watching that shit. Fuck out of here. I like to watch top fucking football. I barely watch top fucking football as it is. I'm not trying to watch fucking semi-pro football.
Well, you're not watching the Camden Cocksmiths every Thursday? What?
Hell no. Get out of here. I'm not watching that shit. I love it when I'm watching the FS1. Give them a fucking plug, the Cozies.
All right, Terry. Like, oh, my bad, bro. You cut out my right ear. I thought you were done. My headbud just died.
No, I was saying, I was just like, they'll be like, all right, we're talking Katie's legacy and some USFL. I'm just like, what the fuck? What? No.
Right. We're talking one of the greatest athletes all time and a partly retired plumber who's a long snapper.
Like, come on, bro. But anyways, This is not going to be the most interesting NFL draft, but it's still going to get a lot of views.
I think it'll be interesting, like afterwards. Like the build-up is not going to be interesting, but like there are going to be a lot of guys from this draft who turn out to be good. We just have no idea who they are. Like, who's going to be the Giannis? Who's going to be the CJ McCollum from this draft? If you had to pick one guy that you're like, I don't know if he's going to be the best player or whatever. He might not be the number one pick, but if I had to put my money that this dude is going to be really good, I'd put it on him.
Who's that for me?
Yeah. Who do you think would be the best player from this draft when we look back in 5 years?
You know what? Sneakily, I think it might be Malik Willis, bro. I think it might be because the way football is, you have to have a mobile quarterback and all that shit. If you can get his mechanics right, I mean, he can throw the ball. Like, I've seen on film, he can throw the ball. But granted, we don't actually get to watch film. We just get to watch highlights. So I don't get to see like him not making a fucking hash mark to sideline throw in college, But on highlights, my man is pretty electrifying. I fuck with him. So hopefully the way the league is, he can
So just based on that, he should go top 10. Right?
I mean,
because this is the Mahomes case and the Josh Allen. The same thing that happened that year, it was like, we don't have no good quarterbacks in the first round. If you take a quarterback in the first round, you're reaching for one of these guys. Because none of them are that guy. And then, Mahomes gets taken at like 12 or something like that. Josh Allen gets taken at like 7. Everyone was like, these are huge reaches. Both these guys are so raw. They have all these issues. But they're like, they also have the possibility of being the best player in the draft. And at quarterback, like you got to take shots. And if that hits, that's more valuable than getting an all-pro guard.
Yeah. Well, also like, if your choice is between someone raw but might have potential opposed to Kenny Pickett, who's really only was good for 1 year, and Sam Howell, who was really only good for 1 year. And, dudes like the Ridder, right? The guy from, Oklahoma or is it Cincinnati guy?
Cincinnati.
Yeah. So the dude from Cincinnati, those dudes might be backups in their second year and third year and fourth year and fifth year. I don't want no backup. I want to see if some guys going to be great.
Well, Terry, I'm going along with you in that same line of thinking, but I'm going to go with the dude who you just mentioned, Desmond Ridder.
Ridder? Okay.
I think when it's all said and done in 5 years, he'll be the best player in this draft and the one that should have gone number one. The only reason I feel like he's not is because he doesn't have the all-time cannon arm, and he played for Cincinnati. Dude can run. He ran like a 4.5 at the combine. He's strong. Yeah. He's not short. He's like 6'3", strong base. And the other thing they said that he did really well is the Mac Jones word, Terry, processing, recall. They said his processing and his recall was off the charts in all the interviews and stuff like that. So when I see a guy that matches the athletic traits with, the 4.5 40 and the 1,000 rushing yards your senior year, and I saw that you threw 40 touchdowns to 6 picks, and I saw that you took Cincinnati, a shitty-ass team, all the way to the Final Four, I started to wonder, what are we overthinking here?
I agree with you.
Ritter's my guy. If he's there at 8, I think the Falcons take him.
Yeah, I agree with you, but sometimes it's just kind of hard to predict the guys that kind of run more of a non-NFL offense. So we'll see how it pans out. It kind of seems like the only person that panned out quarterback-wise was Mahomes, really, because he ran.
Well, Josh Allen.
Yeah, but we didn't really see him much. I actually don't even know what his offense was. We knew he could throw the fucking ball like a absolute beast.
They said he was like the white Malik Willis. They're like, he can't process his offense is like one read, then get the ball out. Like he doesn't have to read defenses at all. It's all like bootlegs and one option.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah. So he's like running the spread or some bullshit.
Yeah. It's like it wasn't a pro style offense, so he's going to really struggle with reading defenses when he came to the NFL.
All right. Hey, man. But I think the Ridder one will end up being one, too. I was thinking about him as well because he's good. You're right. He does have the size. He's 6'3", 211. Get a few more pounds on him.
I feel like if this motherfucker played for Alabama instead of Cincinnati, he'd be the number one pick.
Probably. I hope he's really fucking good. Honestly, I really do because I liked watching him. Dude was fucking fun to watch. So hopefully he's good, man. He's quarterback.
Yes, sir.
You never know.
Hopefully he'll be finding his way to the Atlanta Falcons in the second round, so we can take Drake London with our first pick.
Well, that's what y'all are predicted to pick. So good luck for you guys, man. I hope they do well. I hope the Bears pick someone that fucking pans out. I really don't give a fuck anymore. You guys traded away.
Hopefully you take one of those offensive tackles that you said is going to suck.
Hey, man. I just want.
I know who you guys are going to pick, Terry. You're going to pick what's his name? Cross. What's his name?
Cares?
David Cross. Charles Cross, the tackle out of Mississippi State. Congratulations. Run to the podium. The pick is in.
Just be good. That's all I want. Just keep Justin Fields on his feet and not on his back. That's all I want for the Bears. That's it.
I'll put one last addendum here, Terry, because we do live in North Carolina. We do say Carolina stand up at the end of each podcast. I feel like we got to do 2 minutes on the Carolina Panthers, who are in position to fuck this entire draft up. Their coach is about to get fired. They don't have a quarterback on their roster, although they opted in for Sam Darnold at $19 million for next season, despite replacing him with Cam Newton midseason. They have the numbers. Yeah, they opted in.
Oh, my God.
They opted in like week 4 when he was cooking, and they're like, Sam Darnold's the guy. And they're like, we're opted in. And then week 5, they're like, uh-oh. Did we sign that in pen, or was that mechanical pencil? And Sam Darnold was like, nah, that was ink, homie. God. But so, Terry Dave, the number 6 pick, they don't pick again until the bottom of the 4th round.
Man, as much as they need a quarterback, I don't think you reach. I don't think you reach here. I think you just do the safe shit and just get an offensive lineman, man. Because your defense is pretty good.
And just be horrible.
Year.
Just suck ass this year. Get the number 1 pick next year. Get C.J. Stroud.
Like, and I know I said I thought Malik Willis would be one of the better quarterbacks, but if you fucking pick him and he sucks, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. And don't reach on Kenny Pickett. Don't reach on Sam Howell either. You've seen him.
Terry, I'm telling you exactly why they're going to do this. And this is why all Carolina Panthers fans should be very scared. You are going to draft a quarterback at 8. I don't know if it's going to be Pickett, if it's going to be Howell, if it's going to be 6, if it's going to be Willis, or if it's going to be Ridder. But you're getting a dude at 8 because you're not going to have an opportunity to get any of those dudes at the bottom of the 4th round. And your GM is also your coach. And he's on the hot seat. And if he doesn't win this year, he's going to get fired. So they can't afford to take for the number 1 pick and get C.J. Stroud. They're not doing that. They're in win now mode. Don't get me fired now mode. They're picking a quarterback. You guys are going to set yourselves back at least a decade. Can't wait to see.
Can they not get Baker Mayfield? Is it because they opted into that dumb shit?
Yeah, they got too much money tied up. Baker Mayfield's like making 20-something million. Old dude is already making $18 million. It's like, what are you going to do? Pay $60 million to below average starting quarterbacks?
This dude, Sam Darnold, just got free money. Like, how can you suck for this long and they give you $19 million? I promise you right now.
White privilege.
When I have a kid, I want that motherfucker to be the lightest of skin to get all the fucking privileges that Sam Darnold is getting. Because this is fucking absolutely ridiculous. No one can just suck and get paid. This is unfair.
Terry, I'll do my part. If his hair naps, I'll buy him a Donald Trump wig before tryouts. Send him out there. He's got locks falling out the back of his helmet. That should be worth an extra round in the draft.
It should be, but goddamn, yeah, free money. Fuck it. If you can make your way to the NFL, get the opportunity to make it, man, because they'll give it to you if they're dumb enough.
So Panthers, buckle up for Sam Howell. He's coming home.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it just like Michael Jordan did for hell years in a row. They're going to pick the person from UNC or Duke or wherever, like the local school.
Oh, because so many fans are going to come out. He's going to fill the stadium with all the Carolina fans that live in Charlotte. It's like, no, the stadium gets filled when you guys win games. That's when people go see the games, when you're winning.
Yeah. Hey.
But I look forward to them picking some scrub QB at 6 and then not being able to select anyone else who helps their roster into the 4th round. Can't wait.
Yeah, right. Hey, dude, I'm telling you, though, this has huge ramifications, though, because, like, Charlotte lost all that business and shit with the epicenter getting closed down. If the Panthers suck for long enough, they might find themselves a footballless town, bro. So, North Carolina.
Well, they already moved the practice facility to South Carolina, Terry.
Yep, I saw.
Before we know, we could be watching the Columbus Panthers.
Nah, they're probably still keeping Carolina Panthers, but, you know. We'll
the Carolina Panthers who play in Charleston.
I mean, South Carolina is still a Carolina.
Yeah.
Even though we poo-poo at it. I don't think – you think South Carolina thinks we're shit? Because we think South Carolina is shit.
No, they don't. They know the deal. They know the deal. They know they're a bunch of no-good, dirty piece of nothings.
I don't know, bro. Well –
listen, man, like, have you ever seen somebody from Myrtle Beach, like, try to put on airs? Like, no, they don't stick their pinky out when they drink. They're like, yeah, I'm from Myrtle Beach. I'm blacked out right now. I'm from Myrtle Beach. They'll tell you 7 times, Terry.
We got the Carolina Panthers. That's exactly what it's going to sound like. The only nice place I heard was Charleston, and that's about it. So
yeah, and they're not going to let the blacks in there. They're going to be like, we gave you your own separate island. Daniel Island. That's where all you guys are going to be.
Where you guys can all speak Creole or Geechee, whatever the fuck they call it.
It'll be the only island in South Carolina to have any seasoning.
Oh, man. Anyways, hey, this is huge for the Carolina Panthers, man. This really is. So, North Carolina.
Continue to stand up. And don't forget to draft Sam Howell Thursday night.
True that. All right, baby.
Thank you guys for tuning into the podcast, guys. If you didn't listen to part 1, go check that out on YouTube or www.thehLSpod.com. You can also listen, or now, Terry, you can watch on Spotify too?
Yeah, if you got availability for the video.
Yeah,
that's dope as fuck.
We got our video podcast on Spotify. I'm putting up polls and shit on the Spotify stuff, seeing if you respond to questions. Drop a like, subscribe, answer the shit, help us out. Go Falcons.
No. Peace. Thank you for stepping across the line with us, man. Peace out.
Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.